Now at 7 o'clock, flood concerns are rising as more rain moves into the area this morning. This is the second day of our KGW weather impact alert. Here in the city, we've already recorded 2 inches of rain at the airport since yesterday morning. Rain falling even harder along the coast, with some spots seeing 6 inches so far. And we've seen up to 7 inches already up in the Cascades. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Drew Carney. China Green has the morning off, but we have team coverage for you this morning. Thomas Schultz and Libby Dowsett are live in the elements, checking out conditions across the area. But before we get to them, we want to check back in with Chris McGinnis for the latest on his forecast. Chris.
And Drew, I've got an update for you. You mentioned up to 7 inches in the Cascades. I just saw an observation on the south flank of Mount St. Helens up at about 4,400 feet, indicating 8.7 inches of rain up around Mount St. Helens, 7.5 inches of rain up in the Bull Run watershed in East Multnomah County, up not far from Mount Hood. So again, yes, a real soaking out there over the last 24 to 30 hours or so, and it continues this morning. Right now is as wet as it's been on area roadways this morning. So with that in mind, as we look at some of our impressive rainfall totals, Castle Rock is just shy of 5 inches. PDX now, I'm waiting for the latest ob to come in this hour, but we're up over 2.25 so far. And of course, our flood watch continues through the day on Thursday. So KGW weather impact alert continues today into tomorrow for our atmospheric river continuing. We're seeing some pretty good rain this morning. And with that, you need to watch out for standing water on the roads, of course. We may get a break mid-morning, but then we see more steady, heavier rain coming back late this afternoon and this evening. Right now, it's 48 degrees in the plan for today. Again, a wet morning commute, maybe tapering off a bit between 9 and 3, but then it ratchets back up again as we get into the afternoon and evening. Not only that, but the wind threat is going to pick up again this evening as well. I'll dive more into that and what that means coming up in just a few minutes. Let's give you a live look at the roads, and the roads are soaked. Your freeway commute right now, 25 minutes, not bad, but very wet coming in from Hillsborough. Let me give you the live look here. That's out near 217 on Highway 26. I mean, that pretty much typifies your freeway drive this morning. There's lots of areas of standing water, of course, and the drive times are building on other parts of the freeway system as well. Right now, I-5 from Clark County is about a 30-minute commute from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Drew?
Chris, we'll stay focused on the roads right here because Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz is live in Drive 8. He's keeping an eye out for trouble spots this morning. He's in East Multnomah County, so Troutdale, Wood Village. How far out are you, Thomas?
Yeah, Drew, we're right near Wood Village on our way to Troutdale here. We're hearing some reports from some viewers who say that they've had some problems out in Gresham, so we're checking out the east side of Multnomah County here. Here's where we are along 84. You can see those windshield wipers. Eric Patterson manning the wheel for us, going full blast out here along 84 as we head east. Drivers are going pretty slow. So far, so good. We've seen some slight pooling of rain on the sides of the roads. Really, the interstates, though, for the most part, looking pretty good. I-84 looking okay as we get off here on the exit here on 257th Avenue. Look, it's been a lot of slow driving this morning. A lot of people taking it nice and easy. Those windshield wipers going full steam ahead. Of course, you're going to want to have those lights on as well. And according to Red Cross, they've got some good tips for drivers today. It's really important, if you can, to have supplies in your car, especially in this weather like we're going to see throughout the week. First aid kits are a good thing to have if you have one nearby, maybe in your home. Good idea to stash it in your car over the next couple of days. Also, an emergency radio is really helpful with this weather that we're going to see. Like, it's not terrible so far. We've definitely seen some trouble spots, but it's probably going to get worse before it's going to get better. Water and non-perishable food are always good items to have in your car as well, but right now is especially good, and jumper cables is another one to have out there in your car with you. Once again, right here, right off of I-84, it's a little bit drizzly. It's been lighter right now than it has been at times as we were making our way over into the eastern part of the county. We've saw that rain pick up, and then, of course, it's tapering off again right now. So, Drew, it's something that drivers are going to want to keep watch of. Look, all throughout the day, it's going to be at least intermittent rain, and at times a lot heavier than what we're seeing right now. So, depending on your commute, depending on the time of day that you're driving around, definitely something you're going to want to keep a close eye on today. Drew.
All right, Thomas Schultz live for us there in Drive 8. The Portland Bureau of Transportation did issue a travel advisory for today, while also sharing some tips for how to best deal with the rain on and off the road. KGW's Libby Dowsett joins us live from Gabriel Park out in southwest Portland for more on this. Libby, that's one of the spots in the city where we know people can get their hands on some sandbags.
All right, sandbag station right here behind me, and you can tell it's just getting soaked like us right now. It's heavy sand. Here are the bags. They're piled up behind me here. You can come fill one of these bags, but the most important thing is you have to bring your shovel. This one will not be there. Now, as we're seeing with the forecast predicting rain for days, the city of Portland and PBOT are warning about flooding in places you may not expect. Dylan Rivera with PBOT predicts standing water and flooding, plus wind bringing down trees. Southeast Portland's Johnson Creek is already on the rise. That's a common problem area to keep an eye on. And we're also seeing a lot of brush down on the roadways this morning as PBOT crews brace for landslides around the area.
If there are landslides that block a roadway, especially at night or early in the morning before dawn, our first response will be, if it's blocking or threatening a roadway, we're going to close the road.
And they say to be proactive. Come out here, get your sandbags, put them around your house, clean your storm drains. We have a list of all the sandbag stations around the Portland area on our website, kgw.com. Drew?
All right, Libby Dowsett live for us there at Gabriel Park in Southwest Portland. Portland General Electric says its crews are ready to respond to power outages today.
For the next few days, it's really kind of everybody is just getting ready. And when I say getting ready, I mean staging extra materials, power poles, cables, things like that. Making sure the crew manning rosters are staffed up and ready to go.
A lot of people probably don't know that PGE actually has its own team of meteorologists who specifically predict weather impacts to the power grid so they can better prepare crews for outages and other issues. With that in mind, we're going to take a quick look at the local power outage maps. This has been all over the place. We've seen lots of outages and then quick resolution. So last night, PGE was reporting more than 10,000 customers just in Clackamas County without power. Again, most of those have been resolved this morning. Last hour, there was about 3,000 customers, PGE customers without power, but right now that number is down to under 700. So this is good news. It looks like crews are getting to those outages quickly. Meanwhile, Pacific Power seems to have resolved some of the outages that it was dealing with earlier this morning. We know the number earlier was about 800 customers. It's much smaller at this hour. Here's a quick look at some of the weather impacts for local schools. Seaside School District closed today. We found that out about an hour ago. So again, Seaside schools are closed. Meanwhile, the Tillamook School District and Neocani School District, also along the Oregon coast, running 2 hours late. And up in Washington, the Castle Rock School District also running on a 2-hour delay. Buses in the Kelso School District, by the way, are running on snow routes this morning, so that's definitely something to keep in mind of. School closures and updates can be found online at kgw.com/closings. To get the latest weather updates today, you can text the word weather to 503-226-5088. We'll text you right back with a link to our continuing coverage at kgw.com. Now, we did ask for some photos today. We wanted to see what it looks like in your neighborhood as we roll through this weather impact alert day. So check this out. Jerry Yardberry from Oregon City sent us a picture of his rain gauge. It shows so far today he's already seen 1.2 inches. Again, he says that's just today. Yesterday, he told us he collected 1.6 inches. So you do the math there, Chris McGinnis. Nah, I'll do it for you. 2.8 inches from Jerry in just the last couple of days. So text us your photos, text us your videos. The text line is right there on your screen, 503-226-5088. We'd love to know your name. We definitely need to know what part of town you're letting us know about. All right, Chris, what do you have for us now?
You know, Drew, I'm listening to our rain gauge here at the Weather Center just tick away. It just goes for every 100th of an inch of rain. It's raining about as hard and as steady right now at PDX as it has been during this entire event. I've been looking at the obs over the last 3 hours, and the rainfall rates have been anywhere from about 1,200ths to 1,500ths of an inch of rain per hour. And while that, as we've been saying, doesn't sound overly impressive in and of itself, when you put it together for hours and hours and hours, that's how we get these rainfall totals that are up over 2 and 3 inches just in some parts of the metro area alone. Right now, it is raining hard in Vancouver, Portland, down towards Tualatin, and even down into Marion County, an area that has been largely spared the brunt of this system. Salem's getting rain at a pretty good clip now. Castle Rock is one of the biggest winners, so to speak, in the I-5 corridor that I've been able to see so far. Close to 5 inches of rain. PDX, by the way, is now up to 2.38. That's up 15 hundredths from last hour. So there's your rainfall rate in the last hour. Hence the KGW weather impact alert continuing. Big plume of moisture, the fire hose, if you will, is still pointed at the northwest. I want to go out just a little bit wider, and you can see the bright whites in the clouds here. That's kind of the next surge of deep moisture. That one may wind up taking a little bit of a northern landfall, like hitting, hitting the Washington coast and maybe areas north of Portland and Vancouver a little bit harder late this afternoon and this evening. I want to walk you through Futurecast in a minute just to show you that. But the point is steady rain continues this morning. Maybe a little bit of a lull in the action midday. I don't know if the rain ever completely shuts off, but that next surge comes in tonight. Not only that, but that will be accompanied by some gusty wind as well. This is Futurecast. Again, our modeling tries to diminish the rainfall intensity a little bit, but it never really shuts it off. And then that next wave comes ashore this evening, maybe towards the tail end of the evening commute. It begins to focus some of the heavier rain a little farther north. That would be a little bit of good news for the Portland metro area in that we may escape the full fury of this next system. But the point is that any added rainfall at this point is obviously just exacerbating things. The flood watch continues through Thursday. I did want to mention this too. The wind was a little gusty yesterday, not bad, but a little gusty. It subsides today, but as that next system comes ashore, the south winds will ratchet up again to on the order of about 30 miles an hour. That means that, again, saturated soils and trees, weak trees in those saturated soils may come down on power lines and cause additional power outage issues tonight into early tomorrow morning. So our weather impact alert continues into Wednesday. Even if the rain tapers off, the lingering effects will remain. The possibility for slides continues as we see that rain taper to showers Thursday. And then a couple of dry days, at least Friday and Saturday, look mostly dry at this point. A stark contrast to what we see out there on the roads right now. Really, really wet. As we take a live look at the roads, you can see that is Johnson Creek Boulevard. The taillights in that shot headed southbound. ODOT has had numerous reports of standing water on the freeways. In fact, if you look at the map there, all of those icons with the tires spinning in water represent standing water reports along I-205, again, south of I-84 down towards Johnson Creek Boulevard. We'll switch gears, take you up to the Interstate Bridge, I-5 southbound traffic, vapor trails coming off the cars there. Your I-5 drive is up to about 30 minutes now to get you in from Main Street. The drive in from Hillsborough averaging 25 minutes at last check.